Now let's talk about bleaching powder preparation. So students, bleaching powder has got its chemical name as calcium oxychloride. So any compound which has got its chemical name as calcium oxychloride can be called as bleaching powder. So it's prepared by the action of chlorine on dry slaked lime. और स्टूडेंट्स जब भी मैं कहती हूँ स्लेक्ड लाइम दैट मीन्स मैं बात कर रही हूँ कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड की. तो एज आप स्क्रीन में देख सकते हो दिस कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड that is CaOH2 when it will combine with chlorine at a temperature of around 373 Kelvin, the product that we will get is calcium oxychloride, also known as bleaching powder, and then this reaction will also release some amount of water. Talking about uses of bleaching, oxidizing agent and disinfectants, we can say bleaching. Cotton, like it can be used in bleaching cotton and linen in textile industry. Then it can be used for bleaching wood pulp in paper industry, and then bleaching washed clothes in laundries. So we have covered 3 extremely important uses of bleaching. Talking about oxidizing agent, it is going to oxidize chemicals in industries. Oxidizing agent, will again be acting as an oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent means it is going to provide oxygen atoms. Lastly, if we talk about disinfectants, it is used for disinfecting drinking water. If I say disinfecting drinking water means drinking water को pure form में करने के लिए will be using disinfectants. Moving on, after bleaching powder, now we are going to talk about baking soda preparation. Baking soda again means the thing that we use in our homes while cooking food. So baking soda has got its chemical name as sodium hydrogen carbonate. It is prepared from 4 raw materials, and these are sodium chloride, sodium chloride water, carbon dioxide gas and ammonia. So when all of them will combine together, the product would be ammonium chloride, and then we'll get sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is NaHCO3. Talking about its properties, it is like a mild non-corrosive basic salt. यानी ये मटेरियल में corrosion cause नहीं करेगा. It is basically non-corrosive in its nature. And when it is heated during cooking, the following reactions take place. So obviously बात है that कोई भी अगर compound है या कोई भी अगर substance है और इस पर्टिकुलर सब्सटेंस को अगर हम हीट करेंगे, इट विल कॉज इट्स डिकम्पोजिशन, यानी कि वो सब्सटेंस ब्रेक हो जाएगा, एंड सून इट विल ब्रेक. इट विल फॉर्म 3 कंपाउंड्स. One is sodium carbonate, the second one is water, and the last one is carbon dioxide gas. So this Na2CO3 is also called as washing soda. Chemical name is sodium carbonate, and it is bitter in taste. So these are some features and properties that you people have to remember about baking soda. Students अपना टाइम लेकर धीरे धीरे सारे ही statements note down करें, because each and everything that we are covering here is extremely important. Moving on to the next thing, which is about where we can use baking soda. First use is as an antacid. Reason behind that is it is alkaline in nature. अब क्या होता है स्टूडेंट्स, दैट आजकल लोगों को ना बहुत एसिडिटी का इशू होता रहता है, यानी उनको खट्टी डकारें आती हैं लगातार. सो इन दैट केस आपने सुना होगा मोस्ट पॉपुलरली इन इंडिया हम इनो दे देते हैं सो दैट उन्हें थोड़ा रिलैक्स फील हो. सो इनो क्या है? it is basically alkaline in nature. So जो हमारे स्टमक में एसिड है, जैसे वो अल्कलाइन substance के contact में आ जाएगा, it will produce something which is neutral in nature, and that's how acidity can be controlled. So here baking soda is also used as an antacid because it is alkaline in nature, so it will neutralize all the excess acid which is there in our stomach. Second use is, it is used in soda acid fire extinguisher. And the third use is for making baking powder. So if I say baking powder, this means it is going to be a mixture of baking soda plus mild edible acid, which is also called as tartaric acid. So NaHCO3, when combines with hydrogen ion, it forms sodium salt of acid and releases some amount of carbon dioxide gas and water. So we say that the carbon dioxide gas which is released in the reaction makes the cake fluffy, soft and spongy in nature. So cake basically soft, fluffy and spongy क्यों होते हैं? Because they have got baking soda in them. Like while we are preparing or we are making preparation of cake, since we add baking soda, this results in making the cakes fluffy, soft as well as spongy. Moving on to the next topic, now we are going to talk about washing soda preparation. So if baking soda has got its chemical formula as NaHCO3, this washing soda would be called as Na2CO3.10H2O. So chemically we'll pronounce or we'll name this compound as sodium carbonate, or we can say that this is hydrated sodium carbonate because this contains some amount of water molecules in it. So how we can prepare washing soda? Just now we have studied in the previous slide, that is sodium bicarbonate, when it is heated, it decomposes to give sodium carbonate, water and carbon dioxide gas. So it is crystallized on adding water. Again the same reaction has been given over here when sodium carbonate is to be used in any of the chemical reaction. Sodium bicarbonate is used, and this sodium bicarbonate is heated to give sodium carbonate, water and carbon dioxide gas. Then if sodium carbonate is added with water, it forms water of crystallization, यानी कि एक compound है with which some water molecules are also attached. So these water molecules which are being attached to any specific compound, यहाँ पर it is being attached to sodium carbonate, that is going to be called as water of crystallization. Again अगर same compound को heat करेंगे, all the water of crystallization will get evaporated or it will be lost in the environment. Moving on to the next section, which is about uses of washing soda. Number one, it can be used in making glass, soap and water. Then it is used in the manufacture of sodium compounds such as borax. Then it is used in domestic cleaning agent, and lastly to remove permanent hardness of water. So कभी भी आपने देखा होगा that हमारे घर में बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं जो कि वाटर हार्ड होता है, सो एक अजीब सी लेयर इन यूटेंसिल्स में बन जाती है, जमा हो जाती है. सो इन ऑर्डर टू परमानेंटली रिमूव दैट हार्डनेस ऑफ वाटर वी कैन मेक यूज ऑफ वॉशिंग सोडा. Now students, the next compound which we are going to cover here is plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris has got its chemical name as calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Reason behind that is कैल्शियम सल्फेट तो उसमें रहेगा ही, बट दिस कंपाउंड would be containing half a molecule of water. So since there is half a molecule of water, we name it as hemihydrate. So it is being said that on heating gypsum at a fixed temperature, plaster of Paris is obtained. So अगर मैं कह रही हूँ gypsum, that means a compound which contains calcium sulfate with 2 molecules of water. So this would be called as calcium sulfate dihydrate. So when this calcium sulfate dihydrate is heated at a temperature of around 373 Kelvin, the product is going to be calcium sulfate dot half H2O, that is plaster of Paris, and around 1.5 molecule of water is also released. Lastly, if we talk about where we can use plaster of Paris, आपने देखा होगा whenever bones are fractured, those bones are basically fixed with the help of plaster. Like we don't use this word plaster of Paris, लेकिन generally हम ऐसा ही कहते हैं कि plaster का use किया गया है in order to fix that fractured bone. So वो क्या है? That is calcium sulfate hemihydrate, or we people can call it as plaster of Paris. So plastering fractured bone, POP, on mixing with water will obviously turn into gypsum and then set into hard solid mass. It is used in making toys, decoration material, and then to make rough surface smooth. So these are 3 different uses where we can use plaster of Paris, or we can say calcium sulfate hemihydrate. After this, students will be covering different activities which are given in your book. So activity number 2.1 is about changes in color. So to learn about changes in color, they have given a table which has been divided into 5 columns. First one has sample solution. The second one is explaining about red litmus solution. Third one is about blue litmus. Fourth one is about phenolphthalein solution, and the last one is about methyl orange solution. यानी कि different compounds लेने वाले हैं हम, और इन compounds को हम check करने वाले that वो कैसा color change show करेंगे when they will be dipped in red colored litmus, blue colored litmus, phenolphthalein solution and methyl orange solution. So talking about hydrochloric acid, there will be no change in the red litmus solution. Reason behind that is it is already acidic in nature, so red ही रह जाएगा. But if there is a blue litmus solution, this hydrochloric acid will turn it into red. Phenolphthalein solution remains colorless, and talking about methyl orange solution, it will turn reddish in color. So this was about hydrochloric acid. Moving on to the next sample solution, which is sulfuric acid. Acid है, so there will be no change in the red litmus solution, but blue litmus solution will turn red. Phenolphthalein solution will remain colorless, and methyl orange solution will turn red. Nitric acid will show the same color change. No change in the red litmus solution. Blue litmus solution will turn red. Phenolphthalein solution will remain colorless, and lastly methyl orange solution will also turn red. Talking about methanoic acid, here if we talk about red litmus solution, again since it's an acid, there will be no change in color. Blue litmus solution will turn red, phenolphthalein solution will turn colorless, and methyl orange would be reddish in color. So हर acid एक ही तरीके का change show करता है when it is being used in red litmus solution, blue litmus solution, phenolphthalein solution, and lastly methyl orange solution. Now we'll be covering some sample solution which are basic in nature. So आपको क्या याद रखना है, कोई भी बेस हो, वेदर इट इज सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड और इट इज कैल्शियम हाइड्रोक्साइड or it is magnesium hydroxide, when it will come in contact with red litmus solution, this would be like bluish in color, because red indicates that the solution is acidic in nature, while blue indicates that the solution is basic in nature. So whenever something is basic in nature and it comes in contact with the red litmus solution, it will turn blue. Blue litmus solution will show no change. Phenolphthalein solution will turn pink. But there is an exception. Ammonium hydroxide, that is NH4OH, will initially show pink color, but it will become colorless after some time. Then the same happens with the methyl orange solution. For the rest of the basic substances, this is going to be yellow in color. But if we specifically talk about ammonium hydroxide, it will initially be yellow in color, but it will then become colorless after some time. Moving on to the next slide, we have activity number 2.2. So activity is going to be for about olfactory indicators and natural indicators. So example 1 shows cloth strips when kept in bag with finely chopped onions and left overnight in the fridge, the strip will have a smell of onion. Reason behind that is, cloth strip, when it comes in contact with dilute hydrochloric acid solution, we can smell onion. So red color of the cloth strip will change into pale red. On the other hand, when this same cloth strip comes in contact with a basic solution, the red color cloth strip will change to greenish in color. So simple hai, in both the cases, or in case number 1 we have dilute acidic solution, so the color change would be like from red to pale red. In alkaline or in basic solution, the color change would be like from red towards green. Talking about activity number 2.3, we will be covering about reaction between an acid and a metal. So for metal, we can use zinc, and this metal is going to react with dilute hydrochloric acid, that is HCl. So as a result of it, we'll get zinc chloride, and bubbles of hydrogen gas is also observed. So we'll say that during these reactions, hydrogen gas is formed. On passing hydrogen gas evolved through a soap solution, bubbles are formed, and a burning candle near gas filled bubbles cause a pop-up sound. So these are some statements that we have to remember regarding what will happen when zinc comes in contact with dilute hydrochloric acid. Now let's talk about activity number 2.4, where instead of using an acid, we are now going to use a base, and this base will be reacting with a metal. So again, in place of metal, we'll use zinc, और बेस के लिए we are going to use sodium hydroxide. So the product is going to be sodium zincate, and also bubbles of hydrogen gas is observed. So the same thing has been explained in the inference part. They have said hydrogen gas is formed. On passing hydrogen gas evolved through a soap solution, bubbles are formed. A burning candle near gas filled bubbles cause a pop sound. Moving on to the next activity, which is activity number 2.5, we are going to talk about what will happen when an acid will react with a metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate. दोनों चीजें देखने वाले हैं. So इसके लिए we have to remember, like in the theoretical part also we have studied that whenever a acid combines with a metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, the products are salt of the metal. It will release some amount of carbon dioxide gas as well as water. So the first reaction would be like sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3, combining with hydrochloric acid in order to form sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide gas. The next reaction would be like sodium hydrogen carbonate combining with hydrochloric acid so that it could form sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide gas. So the product in both the situations are going to remain the same, regardless whether you're using sodium carbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now let's just test the presence of carbon dioxide gas, because in both the reactions we were getting carbon dioxide gas as product. So it has been said that on passing the carbon dioxide gas through the lime water, it will turn milky because insoluble precipitate, that is calcium carbonate, is formed. So when carbon dioxide gas reacts with calcium hydroxide, that is CaOH2, the product is going to be CaCO3 and will get some amount of water. So since this reaction will turn lime water milky, we can say that yes, there was some amount of carbon dioxide gas. Moving on to the next reaction, here it has been explained that on passing excess amount of carbon dioxide gas through lime water, it becomes colorless. So we should be clear with this thing कि जब भी carbon dioxide gas is reacting with lime water, its quantity should be at certain level. Endless amount or excess amount of carbon dioxide gas should not be used. So here calcium carbonate will be combining with water and carbon dioxide gas so that it could get calcium hydrogen carbonate, which is again soluble